I'm going to show you some newly compiled data that bolsters Bernie's argument that he is the most electable candidate in this race between himself and Joe Biden. So before I show you this data, I've discussed this at large before. Bernie Sanders, he appeals to many people that did not come out in 2016. Young people, independents, working class voters. Whereas Joe Biden, the people that support him are largely voters over 50 and largely people that voted in 2016. So the people that voted against Trump for Hillary Clinton in 2016, you're going to get 99% of those people out to vote in 2020, regardless of the Democratic nominee, because they want to vote against Trump. But to win in 2020, you need to bring out people that did not come out for Democrats in 2016. Young people, working class voters, independents, again, who Bernie Sanders appeals to. So just showcasing this is a fantastic breakdown here. All this data is from CNN exit polling. So showing you state wins among independent voters. So Joe Biden has won with independent voters in Alabama, Mississippi, South Carolina, and Virginia. All states that very likely will go to Trump in a general regardless. Bernie Sanders, however, he's won with independents in California, Colorado, Iowa, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Vermont, and Washington. And what you'll notice is that in a lot of these states, he didn't win the state, but he still won independent voters. Showing you again, if you want to win, you have to bring out people against Trump that did not vote in 2016. Bernie Sanders brings out independents. Clearly, these are the people that you need to come out for you against Donald Trump. Now, will some of these people come out for Biden? Yeah, obviously. But will as many of them come out for Biden as they will for Bernie Sanders? Unlikely. Now, let me show you why this matters. You may think, but independent voters, oh, small segment of the population, who really cares? Nope, not true. In fact, this is Gallup polling, but any poll will show you this. Party affiliation. The majority of people, or I should say a plurality of people, identifies independent. And it's been this way for years now. So I'll show you the recent one here. Republicans, 30%, independents, 39%, Democrats, 29%. But go down. 42 for independents, 45. I mean, you go 44, 38, 42, 40. You can go back years, and it's the same thing. Let me go back to 2013. 44% of people identify as independent. 24 for Republicans, 30% for Democrats. Like this has gone on forever. So if you want to win, you need to bring out independents. And who's bringing them out? Bernie Sanders. Now let me show you another data point here. Young voters. This is another massive issue with Joe Biden. People over 45 are likely Democratic voters, people that vote regardless of the candidate. They're going to come out and vote for the Democrat. Reliable Democratic voters are largely over 45. In fact, it's 50 plus or 60 plus. But when you look at the breakdown here, who's actually going to be able to bring out young people? So look, you see these numbers here. You see clearly Biden is winning people 65 and over, 73% to Sanders at 23. But because people over 65, or let's say people over 50 here, because these are reliable voters, the vast majority of these people are going to come out for Bernie Sanders in an election against Donald Trump. But young voters are not reliable voters. Young voters, they want to see a candidate actually fight for them. They want something done about student debt. They want something done about health care. They want Medicare for all. They want free public college. Regardless of what the issue is, they support Bernie Sanders because he supports the issues. He's been fighting for these issues his entire career, and they trust him. That's why they vote for him. You're not going to get a lot of these people out for Joe Biden. So you see here, young people, 18 to 24. This is, again, in Michigan. 83% for Bernie Sanders. And this isn't, by the way, this isn't just Michigan. I'm showing you this as one example. But in every single state, Sanders is winning young people the same way he's winning independents. Again, two giant voting blocks you need to defeat Donald Trump. So 18 to 24, 83% for Bernie Sanders. Joe Biden down here at 16. 25 to 29, 81% for Sanders, 15 for Biden. And then it gets a little, it's still, Sanders is dominating here. 30 to 39, 62 for Bernie Sanders, 34 for Joe Biden. And even 40 to 49, 51 for Bernie Sanders, 45 for Joe Biden. And this is a very important state, Michigan. You need these people, these young people, people under 50. You need these people to come out and vote for the Democratic nominee. And it is much more likely that they will come out for Bernie Sanders than for Joe Biden. Let me show you another piece of information here. So Bernie has now finally officially won California, even though it was clear he was going to win California the whole time. The state's so large, it took a while to count most of the votes. But now he's officially won California today. And how did he do it? As Cancel Sam tweets out here. Again, this is breaking down data from that Vox compiled. Latinos, 18 to 29, 71% in support of Bernie Sanders, 5% for Joe Biden. All Latinos, 49% for Bernie Sanders, only 19% for Joe Biden. All voters under 45, 55% for Joe Biden. For Bernie Sanders, 7% for Joe Biden. Independents, again, showing you the importance of independents. 44% for Bernie Sanders, 12% for Joe Biden. First-time primary voters, new voters coming out, almost 40% for Bernie Sanders, 10% for Joe Biden. These are the people you need to come out and vote for you. Now, look, I'm not saying that none of these people are going to come out for Joe Biden. Obviously, a percentage of them will. But anybody can tell you, the biggest Joe Biden supporter can tell you, well, if they support Bernie Sanders now, young people, independents, if they support Sanders now, they're going to support him in these same numbers, if not larger, in a general election matchup, and more so than with Joe Biden. And again, because these are unreliable voters, these numbers matter. Voters over 50 right now, whoever has support from them doesn't really matter because, again, these are voters that come out regardless of the Democratic nominee. These are reliable Democratic voters over 50. But young people, independents, are not reliable voters. They will vote for a candidate that excites them, that energizes them, that actually brings them out to vote against Donald Trump. So there is still more than half the states to vote in the primary. This race is not over. Bernie Sanders can still win. And it's important to get this information out to people in your lives, people that care about defeating Donald Trump. You need to tell them this. Tell them how voters over 50, Democratic voters over 50, are reliable Democratic voters that will vote for any Democratic nominee. But people under 50 and independents are not reliable. And right now they are with Sanders, and they will come out for Sanders in a general election matchup, more so than compared with Joe Biden.